Hey YouTube, Toruk81 here with the second figure review of the day. We're about to review the Marmot Monster Heaven Gigan from Godzilla Final Wars. Now this thing, I'll be honest with you, I was not a big fan of the Godzilla Final Wars movie. It just seemed like there was too much going on there. I watched the movie and I'm not gonna say that it's a great movie. I did like it somewhat, but it just seems to me like there was just too much going on. Anyways, you should check it out. Make your own opinion about it, and it is kind of cool to see the way they stylized the suits, what the different take on all the suits was, and one major difference, or one of the characters redesigned, was Gigan. Now this is the Marmot Monster Heaven release of the Final Wars Gigan. As you can see, it's very epic. I purchased this from my good friend Dan Miller, my protein shake, off the Godzilla Collectors Group, Facebook. Very awesome cat. Now, I would like to apologize now that I have the chance. For my last review, that Howler, I actually got that from my friend Jeffrey Millick. Now, one thing I will not do is talk about the prices whenever I buy from other collectors. If I were to buy from a comic book store or retail store, something like that, then I'll go ahead and do this. But these are items that are no longer available in retail, and whatever you do get, you're going to get out of somebody else's collection. So in respect to those people and whatever prices they might want to give for anything that they might be willing to sell, I won't be able to divulge the price too much. All I can really say is whatever the figure is pretty much worth whatever you're willing to pay for it. You're not going to go too far or too low. It's just something that you're going to have to work out yourself and talk to with either the person who's going to sell it to you or the retailer. But now that we got that out of the way, let's go over this figure. Now this Gigan is molded in this black vinyl. It's like a matte vinyl, as you can see. Take you in here real quick. You can see the Marmot stamp. This guy was made in 2005. I do believe this is the original one. Now for this particular mold, they have this Gigan, and they also have the ones with the saw blades instead of the hooks, the one that they resurrected after Godzilla blew his head off. Again, check out the movie. It's very different. The way they made it. I think they overcharged Godzilla a bit there. They kind of overpowered him. I would have liked to see a little more in the fight sequences. It just seems like they didn't really put too much into that, but it was still a fun movie. Well, looking at that and taking all of that stuff into consideration, I mean, the redesign on Gigan is pretty epic. Of things to note with this guy is he's got a ton of articulation. He articulates at both the hooks, both the arms, at both legs, at the thighs. He's got articulation at the head, the tail, and then right here at the end of the tail, this piece right here. Again, as I've said in all my videos, I don't see this at points of articulations as much as seams where they connect the molds. Now, he's got this very nice metallic blue spray. It's got this silver all over his hooks here, his feet, his spikes, pretty much everywhere that there's spikes, it's silver. It's got it all over his head. The visor for the head is really nicely made. This guy's painted really nicely. They paid a lot of attention when painting this thing. One of my friends, Andy Peters, mentioned it when I posted this on the collectors group that this thing is right on the tips of X Plus meeting Marmot stylization. So it's kind of in the middle there with the realistic take that X Plus has, but then it adds the stylization that Marmot does. And as you can see, it's a very epic figure. It's pretty tall. It's big. I wasn't expecting him to be as big as he is, but he is big. He's a shelf hog. So we can see here with his hooks up, he measures about 7 1/4. Okay. And then when we measure him from head to toe, he stands at 10 inches tall with his arms up Lengthwise, you're looking at about 12 inches. All right. Now, of course, in my shelf, I go ahead and pose him with his arms down. Takes up a lot less space that way. It's easier to put away. But it is a very epic figure. I would like to take this opportunity to thank my bro Teen Shake, Dan Miller, for another awesome buy. Going over the paint scheme again, you can see he's got this very nice pinkish red, very lightly sprayed over it. His fins. There's a lot of things that are reminiscent of the original Gigan on him, which I love. And then just a complete redesign. The only thing that I think I have a quarrel with in the painting itself is that they didn't paint this spur back here, or the one behind his foot, this here, and these two spikes here. Other than that, I'm completely happy with this thing. It's awesome. It's amazing. Let me take you guys in a little closer. You can see the teeth right up in there. Very epic. So I wasn't, like I said, I wasn't expecting on getting this guy, but he put it up on the Godzilla collectors group, and he put it up for a very good price, you know. Well, keeping in mind that he went ahead and posted it on the group, I'll go ahead and let you know it was somewhere around the neighborhood of about 125 bucks, which is not bad at all for this figure. Very awesome, very epic. Again, this is from Godzilla Final Wars. And if anything, I might be going ahead and hunting down the Manda. I like the Manda that Marmot made for that particular film, and I'll be bringing that up to you guys. And for size comparison, I'll bring out another Marmot, which is one of my favorites, the GMK. You can see very easily the GMK is about an inch shorter than Gigan. And because of the way these hooks are, he just takes up a lot more space. It makes him wider. But he is very nice, very epic, and he looks very sick in any collection. I'll go ahead and show you guys the header card. Here, OG Monster Heaven. And again, you see that? I don't know what the fuck that says. So whenever I get these figures, I like to go ahead and, like I've said before, get a little piece of paper, write down the name of the figure, the color, and put it in the bag. That way I can identify each bag and header to each figure. Okay. Now, as in regular fashion, go ahead and pose them up for you guys there. I completely recommend that if you guys were able to find one of these, grab it. You will not be disappointed. It's very standoffish, very epic, very different to most regular Marmots. I'll take you guys in for a closer look, as I usually do. See the red on the visors. They did a very nice job painting this guy. Super nice, very epic job. Very nicely detailed cast on this. Softer, you know, details than you would get on an X Plus, but not very far off. For Marmot, it's surprisingly accurate. You know, not that Marmot doesn't do accuracy, but they just do a lot of that vintage stylized toy, and this guy's right on the verge of it. So again, this is Toruk81. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this review. Like, comment, and subscribe. Take care of your figures, take care of yourselves, and keep the kaiju faith alive. See you guys on the next review. Goodbye, guys.